everyone. Welcome back to Limitless Live. I am Olga Binyaminov, and this month of March, can't believe it's already March. This month, we are going to step into something very powerful. This month, I want to focus on your intellectual life. And when I say intellectual life, I don't mean your degree, I don't mean your GPA, I don't even mean your resume. What I mean is your intellectual life is the quality of your thinking. And today we begin with the foundational question. Are you growing or are you just consuming? Because in a distracted world, it's very easy to feel informed but not transformed. Today is about identity. It's all about becoming a lifelong learner. And I always refer back to lifelong learning, not because you have to, but because that is who you decide to be. Because you get to. You get to be a lifelong learner. The biggest problem that we all face is really distraction, not development. We live in the most informational rich era in the human history. We have so much information available to us. We have podcasts, we have reels, we have news, YouTube, audiobooks, AI, endless information that you can just scroll at the tip of your fingers. But here's the truth. Information is not the same as your intellectual growth. When you consume information, that is a very passive action. Learning is the intentional action. When you scroll, it feels productive, but thinking is really what builds that power. Scrolling through or looking at something and you think you're informed doesn't make you intellectually correct. You can listen to 10 podcasts and still not change the way you think. You can read 20 quotes and still not apply even one idea from what you read. The question isn't how much are you exposed to? The question is how much are you processing from the information that you actually exposed to? Intellectual stagnation doesn't happen because people aren't smart. It actually happens because people stop being curious. And curiosity is an intellectual decision. Now, let's talk about something that's very important, and that's your identity. Who are you becoming? Do you see yourself as a lifelong learner? Or do you see learning as something that you finished? If you're done with your school, you're done learning. If your degree's completed, your career started. But then what? Because growth doesn't stop when you got your education. Growth mindset isn't just a concept you learn in school. It's your identity. A fixed mindset says, this is just how I am, or this is just who I am, or this is just what I know. A growth mindset says, I can develop. A fixed mindset is a mindset that avoids challenges. A growth mindset is a mindset that looks for more challenges. It seeks for those challenges. A fixed mindset is afraid to look stupid. A growth mindset values learning over ego. You can learn even if you don't know something. It is not a shame to say that you want to learn more about something. And here's the shift. Intelligent people aren't the ones who know everything. These are the ones who just never stop learning. Your intellectual life actually determines your income ceiling. It determines your leadership abilities. It can also determine your parenting depth. And we talk about parenting. As a parent, you never know the right answer. And so growing yourself into that understanding of different challenges that may arise as kids grow is through your intellect. Your intellect actually grows your confidence or your adaptability. When you grow intellectually, you grow everywhere. You are a professor of your own life. So, what are you studying right now? I want you to design your personal curriculum. If you don't design your learning, the algorithm will just design it for you. So here's something that I want to share with you. You all need to create your personal curriculum. You should ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to become in 5 years? Do I want to be more articulate? Do I want to be more financially intelligent, emotionally wise, physically optimized, or maybe even spiritually grounded? Then reverse engineer it. Choose 1 to 2 themes this month according to what you want to learn. So, for example, if you want to learn something very specific, become more financially intelligent, read books about that. Implement that throughout your life. It could be anything. If you decided that you need to be a better communicator, communication, brain health, leadership, parenting, emotional intelligence, business, health, there are so many different topics that you can learn and choose from. Now commit to just 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. That's it. Replace those 30 minutes of scrolling with reading. Replace those 30 minutes of scrolling with listening intentionally to a topic that you want to learn about. Taking notes, just thinking, not just consuming. And this is why I do the 12 months categories. That's why every month we focus on one category of life. And that's what I do for the last 5 years. Every year, there's 1 month for each of the 12 categories of life, and they repeat every year in the same cycle. But what I do throughout that month is I read books related to that. Last month, what it was emotional intelligence. I read several books about emotional intelligence. This month, we're reading Atlas of the Heart, which is related somewhat to emotional intelligence, but also intellectual life. Next month, it's going to be your character, which is communication, who you are when nobody's watching. Every month, I choose books, articles, podcasts, information about that particular topic that I'm learning that month. And if you process all of that, you will be so much more intellectually smart at the end of the year. You learn not just through the reading, and I love this rule because if you don't take notes, you don't really learn. When I read something, when I listen to a podcast, and sometimes I listen as I drive, I always have a notebook in my car and I just jot down whenever I finish something important that I heard. Or, if I listen in my office, I have my planner and I just write down those quotes because writing forces thinking. And thinking is what builds your intellect. So I want you to build from consumer to thinker. And I want to give you a simple 3-step learning framework. Whenever you read something, hear something, or just watch something, ask yourself, what is the main idea? Do you agree with it or do you disagree with it? And it's okay to disagree with something you read, consumed, and you can still learn from what you disagree. And how can you apply this in life? That third question changes everything because knowledge without application becomes just entertainment. But applied knowledge is your power. Deep thinking is very important because deep thinkers don't rush. They pause, they question, they reflect. Give yourself thinking time, even 10 minutes a day. No phone, no input. Just sit down with yourself and think. That is how clarity is developed. This will develop this intellectual confidence because when you grow intellectually, something beautiful happens. You become a lot more calmer. You become more confident. You become less reactive because you know how to think. You're not shaken by every opinion. You're not taking every trend. You're not intimidated by every conversation. Your mind becomes so strong, and your mind is your greatest asset. Money can disappear, opportunities can change, people can leave, but your mind, that is yours to develop forever. So today is week 1 of March, and I want to challenge you. Choose one topic that you want to study this month. Feel free to message me and I will guide you on how you do it. Commit to 30 minutes a day. Keep your thinking journal. Any thought as you're reading, as you're listening, replace that scrolling with studying. Schedule one thinking walk this week where you walk outside without your phone, when you're not distracted and you're just thinking. And the most important thing, adapt that identity. Tell yourself, I am a lifelong learner. Our brain develops every single day. Not because we need degrees, not because growth stops when you graduate school. It's actually because your growth is who you are. This month, I want you to upgrade your mind. And when you upgrade your mind, you upgrade your life to a totally different level. Next month, I want to talk about our brain. Our brain is a muscle. We need to help it grow. And it is not true where people say that as you age, your memory becomes bad, you don't remember anymore. Just like a muscle, you can train your brain daily. You can make it better. You can improve your memory, and you can actually work on your brain every single day. We're going to go over that next week, but in the meantime, feel free to comment below any topic that you chose to study this month. It could be absolutely anything. If you need my guidance, if you need my help, feel free to do that. If you are a lifelong learner already, join my book club. In the book club, we have one book a month in those different topics of the year. So this month, we're reading The Atlas of the Heart, which is an incredible book by an incredible author, Brené Brown. We also do the same thing for teens. So if you have a teenager who you really want to understand the meaning of lifelong learning, this is really what it is. We're choosing a personal development book for teens as well, meeting twice a month, talking about the book, talking about the ideas of the book. Don't make a bookshelf just a shelf. Learn from those books, apply them to your life. Without an application, everything you read just disappears. You want to apply it, and you want to apply it daily. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you again next week.